Well, hey, welcome back to Spotlight on Waco. Today, I'm really excited about this location. We are at Helberg Barbecue out in Spiegelville, just outside of Waco. Come on in and let's check it out. Hi, we are Brian and Ashley Bundy of Bentwood Realty.
We are local real estate agents and we love Waco. Spotlight on Waco is our way to highlight fun and unique places to eat, shop, and play in our community.
Thank you for joining us on this episode of Spotlight on Waco. Well, I'm here with Phillip and Yvette here at Helberg Barbecue. Guys, thanks so much for having us out and doing this episode. We really appreciate it. Tell me a little bit about yourselves. How did y'all get into the barbecue business?
So we were living in Southern California at the time. I was a homesick Texan and got my first smoker in the backyard and started messing around with it. And I'd always been interested in cooking, but as soon as I started cooking with fire, it just changed everything for me and started to take over my life. And then before we knew it, we were kind of in deep enough to where we decided to just go for it. We were, 22, 23 at the time, and felt like, we really had nothing to lose, so we might as well give it a shot.
That's awesome. That's great. And so you guys started here in Waco with a food truck and then eventually moved to this location out here on Highway 6.
Yes.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about that journey?
And food truck life was hard.
It's hot, very hot.
Well, especially we found out we were pregnant early on.
Yes.
So that was rough, being in a trailer pregnant. But we pushed through that first year in there and
Learned a lot.
learned a lot of hard lessons, expensive lessons.
Yeah.
And a year later, we opened up here in Spiegelville.
Yeah. Oh, that's exciting. That's great. I know you guys have won some really cool awards. Why don't you brag on yourselves a little bit and tell us about that?
It's been a pretty wild ride and a humongous blessing. Started out, we got some local recognition with some of the, best of that they vote on. I don't know, various magazines and whatnot doing. But then we got our first Texas Monthly write-up August of 2018, a few months after we'd opened. And then that followed with, in 2019, they do a list, the 25 best new joints list. And so we were on that. That was a big break for us. And then 2 years later, so last year in November, we made the Texas Monthly Top 50 Barbecue Joints list, which sounds like it's less of a big deal than the top 25, but it's a way bigger deal because that list only comes out every 4 years, and every independently owned barbecue joint in the state is eligible for that. And so, there are a lot of great joints that did not make that list. So we're extremely honored to be a part of that.
Yeah, well, it's well deserved. I've eaten here a lot, and it really is. I was telling you that I've been around the state of Texas with my son to a lot of the different top 50 joints, and y'all's is one of the best. So
thank you.
Yeah,
that was
way to go. It's well deserved.
That was kind of how I got her into barbecue a little bit. Like I said, I was starting to already cook at home and everything, but as homesick as I was, we took a lot of road trips out here, and she hadn't seen much of the state at all, and that was part of our tourism through, showing her the different cities and places that I'd been and loved around the state, and we ate barbecue along the way. And so that was part of kind of what got her to sort of understand it, and it opened my eyes to the caliber that some of these top places were putting out, and made me want to go home and get better.
That's awesome. Well, that's great. Well, we're here inside one of your big smokers, or inside the trailer here. Tell us, how many, on a typical week, how many briskets and turkeys and stuff are y'all making?
Yeah, so, last week was enormous for us. I don't even know what
We had a lot of catering last week, which catering is super helpful to everything we do.
Yeah, I would say catering now is roughly taking about anywhere between 10 and 25% of our total week's business now, which is great. We want to see that number keep going up. We love doing catering. It's kind of our wheelhouse. But I would say on an average week, we're doing about, 120 briskets or so. Turkeys, I would say probably 30 to 40. We're doing about the same, about 100 to 120 racks of ribs a week. We do a rib special on Wednesday where we push a lot of racks out. We do 35 to 40 racks on a Wednesday, which is pretty crazy because that's generally a slower day for a lot of barbecue joints, including ourselves overall. But, we can do that same amount on Saturday too, at full price, you know what I mean? That's pretty great for us.
That's awesome, yeah. I know you have some really good sides too.
Yeah, we have 6 sides on the menu now. Mac and cheese and potato salad, I would say, we probably move the most. We make a ton of that. And You know, bless our staff, they make that cheese sauce from scratch, you know, like a traditional French roux, bechamel, build it out. We smoke the cheese. It's very
cool.
Very chef driven back here. So
That's great.
yeah, we leave no stone unturned. We want to make everything here in house, and we want this place not to just be, you know, not to put out great food, but like for the folks that work here, be a place where they come and learn stuff and really hone their skill set and level up.
Yeah, no, that's great. Yeah, so you mentioned catering. If someone is interested to reach out to you guys, obviously coming out here to the place on Highway 6 is the best place to come on in. But how would they reach out to you? What's the best way to kind of follow you guys? Is it social media, website? What's the best way to stay in touch?
Our website has a form they can fill out, and they can also email us at catering@helbergranch.com.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good for like general questions, but you know, you fill out that form online. It's basically got all the questions that we would ask in order to put a quote together for you. So we tell people, you know, as long as you fill out that form and submit it, it sends to our email, you'll get a quote back in 24 to 48 hours, like max. So we've got somebody full-time now that works on those quotes and a catering coordinator, because again, we're really investing in trying to grow that part of the business. There's only so much we can do in these four walls and with the parking that we have and everything, and so we're, you know, steadily adding people to the team and smokers and everything so that we can go off-site and feed the community all over the place.
Yeah. Well, that's great. Well, thank you guys again for having us out. Really appreciate it.
Thanks for
Appreciate
And,
it.
y'all come out and eat some Helberg barbecue.